everyone, and welcome to the Red Men TV. Yes, I'm Steve Hall, and it is the post-match reaction show after Liverpool just beat Tottenham Hotspur by 4-3. Yes, what an absolute roller coaster that was. Liverpool 3-0 up inside 15 minutes. Absolutely looking like they're going to go on towards, another 6-7 goal. But we've done it before. We've done it to United. We've done it to Bournemouth. Got 9 against them. We battered Rangers. We battered Leeds. And it looked like we were on to that. And then that didn't happen. Spurs get a goal back. They scored a second and an injury time. They bring, moments after bringing Richarlison on. He equalises his first goal of the season and he gets his top off. And yet 99 seconds later, Lucas Moura's back pass under hit straight to Diogo Jota, who finishes it. And yet, I mean, it's so Everton. I can't describe how happy it makes me that happened, that Richarlison scored, took his top off, jumped in the crowd, danced and done a pigeon dance, and then 99 seconds later, he looks like that. Honestly, he's the most Everton of Everton. Just look at him. Look at him. Just look at it. Just basking. Look at it. It's right there on the screen. Look at that. Look at that. Dance to that like a pigeon. Not bad. Right then, where are we up to? Your comments, of course, if you're one of our YouTube members, or, of course, if you use the Redmen Plus Discord chat, you can get yourselves involved in the content. There's loads and loads and loads to get through. I don't even know where to start. Faye says, we got bored. I think they got complacent. I think they definitely got complacent. Liverpool took the foot off the gas. I felt it a little bit. At 3-0, obviously, Andy Robbo's under hit. He gets away. At 3-1, he gets away with a bit of a shocker. Liverpool did get a little bit complacent. Tottenham improved, fair play to them. They got themselves back in the game. It wasn't great defending from Liverpool. I don't think the game management was poor. Too many players just under par a little bit. You should never be 3-0 and get back to 3-0. That just shouldn't happen. Like I would say, fair play to Spurs. They fought back. It was a very aggressive, niggly game. Lots of fouls, lots of aggressiveness. I think both sides, if I'm honest, could have had red cards. I think Ollie Skip should have been sent off for a foul on Diaz. I think Jota might have got sent off on another day for kicking Ollie Skip in the head a bit later on. So it was so much to talk about. So much. I'll go through it. First of all, Milesy in the Discord. The first 35 minutes was absolutely class from us and embarrassing from Spurs. But after that, we just didn't get close to those levels. My heart rate is well beyond any normal rate, especially after the Pigeons goal. But fuck Jota slapping the smile off him. I can't read anymore, but you're right. Yeah, it was brilliant. Jota getting the smile off his face was absolutely brilliant. Miles, he goes on. It was very unnecessary stress on our behalf, though. You're right. It shouldn't have got to that point. We've got a Martin Wall says, why did you do this to us, Liverpool? I'm 56, my heart can't take it. We made an easy game very hard for ourselves. You never walk alone. Yeah, and what's interesting, the results didn't go Liverpool's way at all today. If the aim was a top 4 position, Newcastle and Man United both picking wins up, that puts them almost out the way now. It's going to be so difficult for Liverpool to even get close to getting back to that. And yet, so this game was effective. Liverpool trying to type 5th place, and yet that's what they do to us. That's just what Liverpool do. It's just what they do. Heart attack City all the time, isn't it? Bruce, I hope Klopp is all right and doesn't miss any games yet. Jürgen pulled his hamstring. I mean, he went and celebrated right in the 4th official's face. I think, and I might be wrong, he was angry because just before Spurs scored their 3rd, Mo Salah looked like he was through on goal. Ben Davies went down holding his face and was given a foul again. It didn't look a foul, although, to be fair, he did have a bit of blood coming from his mouth a bit later on, so maybe he was caught, but it looked soft. Milner then commits a bit of a poor foul. Richarlison scores, and I think that's what Jürgen was fuming at. But then ultimately, when Jota scores, Jürgen decides to go and give it right back to the boss, to the ref, and he pulled his hamstring doing it. Just one of many things that happened on night. So yeah, you can add the manager to the physio room as well. C6 Steve, and yeah. I love Jota's goal, but we shouldn't have even been in that position. 2 lax by far. Still, fuck you, Richarlison. Honestly, it's so Everton. It's the most Everton of Everton. In all seasons, they can't even celebrate an ex-player scoring against Liverpool. That's the most joy they're going to get. And even that was ruined 99 seconds later. It was absolutely incredible. Right, have a little look then. Who else have we got? Rob Davies. I'm so happy we beat that shite. Nice to see Richarlison and Kane and Son's faces after Diogo slotted the winner. Yeah, it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Babs Spear says, first half I was happy, but we shouldn't let them get so close. We need to look at our defence and our tactics, and then Verge needs a rest, but we've got nobody close to cover him. I mean, Van Dijk made a show of for the first goal. Perez just sat him on his backside, didn't he? It wasn't great. Yeah, Liverpool didn't defend well at all, really. I think basically from when we went 3-0 up, it was never really comfortable. And yeah, Van Dijk, he said himself, he's been struggling this season. I think we're just going to have to get to the end of it and just get him through it and then get to and see where he is. But he wasn't at his best today. I think Ibu wasn't amazing. He might have given a penalty away on another day. Like if the ref gives a foul for that tug back on Richarlison, no, Spurs were fuming over that one. So yeah, it wasn't ideal. Right, let's have a little look. Steve Ryder says, let's be honest, they want to be fighting for the league again. We need to stay ruthless. If City were 3-0 up after 15, they'd be pissed off if it was not 6 by half time. Yeah, or at least Steve, 3-0. At this point of the season, I wouldn't be shocked if City would have just tried to rest legs and just gone, you know what, we'll just keep the ball. Liverpool were a bit naive. All 3 goals, the first 2 goals come from the high line yet again. And yeah, a bit of naivety. Do you need to do it? I don't know the answer. But either way, I see your point. You go and get, if you can't trust your defence, then you've got to go and go again. Liverpool, I thought Spurs improved. I think that's fair to say. Defensively, they got themselves a bit better. They got a bit more committed. They figured a few things out. And Liverpool couldn't really get Cody Gakpo was involved and Trent is involved. But I see your point. Liverpool needed to be more ruthless. They're either going to batter them or keep the ball. They should never, ever get back to being 3-3. That just shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. Really shouldn't. We've got a comment from Neil G. We needed that 4th goal sooner rather than later. Other teams just break us down. Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're playing against Liverpool in the past, you'd be thinking, oh my God, we're in for a battle here. But this Liverpool side, you probably do think there's chances in it. Kane's got a lot of goals against Liverpool. Son's got a lot of goals. So those two wouldn't have give up hope. And I think that's the point. I think, and maybe Steve's making as well, is that you never feel like you're completely dead against Liverpool. You just never do at any point. And that is a concern because we do ship too many goals defensively. It isn't great. All 3 goals, not brilliant. So yeah, I do get your point. Sean, this is the most Liverpool and Spurs thing ever in the same game. And Everton, Sean. Don't forget Everton. It is so Everton. We can't not factor in the pure Evertonness of it. Let's make sure that's clear. But you're right. Liverpool doing things the hard way, scoring last-minute goals, very Liverpool. That is very Tottenham. The definition of Spursy might be that. But also, please do not forget, and I'm going to go back to it yet again, just one more time. I can't overemphasise the Evertonness of that. Do not underestimate how Everton that is. Just that as well. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely. They haven't even played today, and here they are taking shots. But that's what sometimes happens. It's only a friendly rivalries. They've got their own worries to be thinking about tomorrow night when they play Leicester, of course. But yeah, absolutely incredible scenes. I don't underestimate the amazingness of that. Right then, let's see who else we got. Michael. Got to play like that in the last 5 games, attacking but not defensive. Yeah, if you want to play within the first 30 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, go for that. But you're right, Mike. Let's attack with so dangerous that how we looked in the start. Don't defend like that. The defence is still a problem. We're all talking about midfielders, and I definitely understand it. We do need midfielders, but my God, there's a problem. I still think Liverpool might have a problem at centre back. Listen, I will give Virgil van Dijk the benefit of all the doubts that if he has a summer off and doesn't play and then gets himself back ready for next season, I would like to think that this might just be a blip. But Liverpool do have a concern there that he has to play every game. Konate is young and I think he's going to be brilliant. I think he's already very, very good, but there are still little naiveties to his game. Matip, they don't seem to trust, and there's talk that he's going to go. Joe Gomez has been inconsistent as well. So by all the talk, all the midfielder talk in the world is brilliant, and I completely agree with it. Liverpool probably needs to buy 2, probably 3, maybe even 4 midfielders. But I definitely think there's scope for something at centre back, especially if they're going to let Joel Matip go. I think there's scope to get another centre half in, definitely. And there'll be certain times when you might, if you're going to play this system, whoever plays left back might be more of a centre back who plays left back than a left back playing as a third centre back. Perhaps. I don't think Andy Robertson had a very good game at all, either defensively or offensively. His use of the ball was poor. He's the one playing Son. Again, it's minuscule margins, but he's the one who plays Son on side. So I wouldn't be shocked if Liverpool are going to consist with this approach. Maybe someone who can play centre back and full back, a la Joe Gomez on the other side, might be an option. But you're right, Liverpool certainly need to be defending much better than that, because it wasn't anywhere near it. I think we had a super chat before. Yeah, we did. I'll go to it now. Thanks to Rabadam, who says, probably shorten my life by 6 months, but yes. Yeah, imagine if there's a title or a top 4 challenge, like genuinely on the, maybe even worse it would feel. But you're right, that's what Liverpool, it's just what they do. Liam Bento with another super chat as well. Even the gaffer's trying to join the injured list, yeah. Jürgen's got an hamstring problem as well. Get him on the physio's bench. Maybe Pep Linders has to manage against Fulham. Jürgen's going to have a week off. We'll see how it is. But yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look. Who's that there? Rob says 3 midfielders and a centre back at the minimum requirement. I wouldn't argue against it, Rob. I wouldn't argue against it. Let's have a little go from Trevi McTrev. If we win out, I think we can get top 4. I'll be honest with you, and I'll bring the Premier League table up in a second. I don't know, man. You're asking, basically, Newcastle, and I'll bring it up. Where are we? Let's have a little look. Share this one instead. I can do that, and there we go, just like that. Newcastle needs 7 points from 5 games to get their top. I think they'll be sound. Man United only need to get, 8, 9, because the goal difference. Man United need 9 points from 6 games. You think they'll be able to get that? Let's have a look at their fixtures. They've got Brighton, tough game, granted. West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Fulham. I could see them winning 3 of those. I really could. They might struggle to beat Brighton. I think they'll beat West Ham. I think they'll beat Wolves. I think they'll beat Bournemouth. And I think they'd probably beat Chelsea and probably even Fulham at this point. I hope I'm wrong. I think Liverpool might win out. I think there's a very good chance Liverpool do go and win all their fixtures. And I'll bring you up their Liverpool fixtures now, just so we can all see what they are. We know that obviously Liverpool play Fulham, then Brentford, then Leicester, then Villa, then Southampton. And it just might not be enough, unfortunately, to have. I just don't think it's good. I don't know. I think both those sides are going to get to 72 and that'll be us done. Again, I hope I'm wrong and we'll see how it goes. And all Liverpool can do is just keep winning and just putting the ball back in their court and see if they fail. But the results today make me think that might be a bit too far-fetched. But I hope I'm wrong and think anything can happen in the Premier League. An injury or a red card to somebody can completely change things. But yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see those teams dropping enough points. I think Liverpool might get to 71, but I'll be shocked if those don't get to 72, unfortunately. But we'll see. Right then, let's have a little look who else we've got. Ryan says, you missed my super chat before the show, pal. Sorry, Ryan. Did I miss a super chat? I can't see it now, right? If you let me know what it was, pal, I'll read it out again. I do apologise. I can't see it on my screen at the moment. It's been taken. But if you message me again, Ryan, I'll definitely read it out for you. You don't have to pay a super chat again. Just write out what you said, and I promise I'll read it out for you. Yeah, Trevi McTrev. Villa really could have helped us out today. Yeah, they could have, and they didn't, unfortunately. Right then, let's have a little look who else we've got. I've got a couple. I went to Twitter, didn't I, before as well, because we done a post-match tweet asking you guys for your thoughts on what you saw there. I've got a couple that I want to get to, so I'll bring them up on the screen now. First of all, Scott Hawks. Our subs, Jota's goal aside, really didn't take up the fight when they came on. Hendo looked lost. His passing was awful. The need for a midfield refresh is obvious. It was Robbo's worst game of the season, but winning ugly is still an improvement. I thought the subs were the right subs, Scott. Diaz and Harvey looked like they were flagging a bit. And I had no issue with them definitely getting. I had no issue, but I do think you might be right. You might be right. I don't think either of them were absolutely fantastic. Joe's just sent me a message about what the chat was. Let's see. Why does Richarlison have a tattoo of himself on his back? Has he? Let me have a little. I'll do some research on what he's got on him. I didn't really see his. I saw this. I definitely saw this celebration. And let's see if I can bring this one up as well. Because again, I thought this was excellent. Sorry, I'm not big on my own tweet up there. I'm more big in the picture up. But yeah, why has he got a tattoo of himself? Because he's a knob. Is basically the answer. He's a big, stinky knob. smelly, needs a wash, stinky penis. That's probably what it is. Right then, super chat from Rory, who says, great game to watch. Much more nervy than it should have been, but nice finish. Needs to be so much better defensively into next season. You're absolutely spot on. Thanks very much for the super chat. Really do appreciate it, Rory. And yeah, Liverpool do need to shape up at the back. Oh, I get it. I said it before. There's loads of midfield chat, and it was all 100% justified. There is no getting away from that. It is justified. But they've still got a problem in defence. It isn't all from the midfield. The centre halves aren't nowhere near the level as well. I do think with better protection in front of them, maybe, but even so, the back defensive line is not what it needs to be. There's no rigid back four like it used to be. Liverpool with the experts at catching teams offside. It's not great. I think Van Dijk's dropped the level. I think there's issues about it. So you're right. Liverpool do need to get themselves sharpened up. Let's have a little look what else we've got on. Steve shows the hoodie. Sorry, I don't know what you're on about, Steve. Can you let me know what that means? Is it my hoodie? Or who? You have to let me know what you mean, mate, in the chance. Let's have a little look. Steve, any chance of sliding across some answers to the question on Friday? Yeah, we're doing a quiz at Hotel Anfield on Friday. Head to Ticket Court if you want to come, by the way. It's a Liverpool themed quiz, but it's not just questions and answers. There's a few physical activities, a couple of memory challenges, and a few other things as well. Some really good stuff. But yeah, no, Steve is the answer. I can't give you the answers because I don't have the questions yet. So we haven't. That's a job for us to do this week. But yeah, no. Soz, mate, as much as I would love to help you out at some point. Right then, let's have a little look who else we've got. I might go back to the Twitter. Let's have a little look who else we've got. Sam. Let's have a little look from Sam. Let me just bring his tweet up. Sam says, we can't let the end distract from how bad we were for large parts of that game. Spurs shouldn't have had the look in, let alone nearly a draw. That being said, absolutely massive to get the 3 points and keep the run going. You're right, mate. I think you are right. And Jürgen, that won't be lost on Jürgen and his team. They'll know exactly that. They got away with one, really. If not for Lucas Moura being an absolute dope, they might have drew that game and we're all sitting here in a completely different mood. We're not laughing at Richarlison. Richarlison's laughing at us. So you're right, Liverpool needed to learn from it. Again, this team aren't that good. I go back to this Liverpool team aren't as great. They're just not the same team. And they just need to get back to it. We're a little bit like Jürgen's when he first arrived. It's a bit helter-skelter. It's a bit all over the place. You can't trust them from game to game. You know, but what I would say in the last few weeks, more so last couple of games than today, of course, but they have at least shown some resiliency. You know, you go back to the Forest game when they pegged back twice and they still managed to win. They go behind at West Ham but still managed to win. They're away at Leeds and Leeds scored very early in the second half and you could bottle it or flap a bit and they didn't do that. So they have earned a little bit, you know, coming back from 2-0 down against Arsenal to get a point. All these kind of stuff. I think they have shown a little bit more character because those times this season, you know, Brighton and Wolves in particular, where they just didn't look, they were miles off it, both in terms of quality and in terms of attitude. So that's at least one thing you can take, is that maybe the lads are starting to get a little bit of that back. But there's still issues. We're just trying to get to the end of the season in the best place we can. I saw some people on the watch along today saying I'd rather finish like 9th and not be in Europe than be in the Europa League. I don't subscribe to that whatsoever. First of all, I like watching Liverpool, and the more times I can watch them, it's good. You know, away games and travelling to Europe's always fun. But there's a lot. If Liverpool want to have a big squad, it's hard to have a big squad and say, for example, you want to sign a midfielder or another defender, and you go, well, when am I going to play? It might be different with midfielders because they should come in and just start. I get it, but if you're trying to sign maybe another forward to replace Firmino or another centre half, they're going to want games. At least if you can say, you're guaranteed, no matter what, we'll play it in the Europa League group stages, you'll play in the FA Cup, you'll play in the League Cup. Straight away, there's 8 games for somebody. It lets the likes of Elliott get more game time. You talk about Carver, whoever's going to be about. I think you need more games for those lads. You don't have to play Mo Salah in the Europa League if you don't want to. You don't have to play Virgil. You don't have to play Thiago. You don't even have to play Alisson if you don't want to. But I think it's important Liverpool get there. And also, it's another way to get in the Champions League the year after, potentially by winning it. It's another trophy. So I don't subscribe to that. So Liverpool, I think, if they can't finish 4th, go and finish 5th. They've done themselves a favour today. Obviously, beating Spurs and obviously Villa losing. And, of course, other results around us going a little bit in our favour, albeit Brighton won. But mainly obviously, beating Spurs, us winning in the same game, of course, and Villa letting themselves letting themselves down at Old Trafford. So I disagree. I think you do need to get involved in it. Who else have we got? Let's have a little look. Can I ask, if Man City won the Champions League and qualify, next season, can fifth qualify? No, I mean, that's not the case. Only 4 get in still. The only way a 5th team gets in is if they win the Europa League and they don't finish in the top 4, or the Champions League, by the way. Right then, yeah, Richarlison's back tattoo is what people are talking about before. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Is it? Can I get it up somewhere? Let me find out where it is. Let me just see if I can figure it out, because I haven't seen it. I'll try and find it out later. I'll get back to it. That's Simon. I can't bring pictures up on here. I think Simon just sent me one, but it doesn't come out on here, mate. Right then, let's look who else we've got. Let's have a little look. Steve, you're going to get some Spurs fans on your Twitter replies. It's nice to see. Yeah, probably. I bring it on myself. I'll be honest with Miles. It's my fault. I bring it on myself. Right then. Let's have a little look who else we've got. Well, I mean, I think Man United will bottle it and we'll take over. That would be nice, but I am hoping you are right, but I'm not completely sure if you are, to be honest with you, my pal. Right then, let's have a little look. Sir Scotty, what was up with Thiago? I don't think it was announced, but from what I was told, and Ian Doyle tweeted this on the Echo, by the way, but I've got a few mates who were at the game and they said the same. He was limping as he come out the tunnel to sit on the bench. So he's obviously got something. He didn't train Friday. It's another problem Liverpool have got. He's very injury prone, is Thiago. He's brilliant, but you can't trust him. So we're losing Chamberlain, we're losing Keita, we're probably losing James Milner. I don't think anyone's crying over those. I think Liverpool would like to keep Milner if they could, but it looks like he might be on his way to Brighton, according to the latest reports that we saw over the weekend. But the issue they got with Thiago is that they don't want to lose Thiago, but he's not fit and available enough. He's almost a little bit like he's fallen into the Keita Chamberlain box, albeit he's a better player than both of them considerably. We can't rely on him. He's always unavailable. He's like a bonus. You'd almost have it's a bit like Daniel Sturridge. We came near the end. If you've got him, it's great, but do not rely on him. Do not rely that you're going to have him, and just use him when you can. But yeah, it's another problem that Liverpool have got to address. He is very much fuming. Right then, let's have a little look. We got Dom says, Steve, what's the code? What's the promo code for Redmen Plus? I was signing up yesterday, but I forgot the code. It expires today. I think it expires at midnight tonight. Dom, just let you know, if you go over to Redmen Plus and use the code JOURNO, JOURNO, but that will expire tonight. So if you're watching this, and it's not April 30th anymore, that code will go. But Dom, go and get over there, Redmen Plus. Go and do it now. You'll have Elle and you'll have Dan a bit later on the instant match reaction for that one. So yeah, use that code JOURNO, and get yourself a little bit of a discount over there. Right then, a couple more tweets, and then I will start wrapping up. Scott puts it very, very simply. If that game doesn't sum us up, I don't know what does. Yeah, you're right, Scott. It was very, very, very Liverpool, wasn't it, mate? It really, really was. Let's have a little look. We've got Alex. The result will overshadow how poor we were in the back five and nothing short of a shambles and need to be replaced in the summer. Extremely lucky to go away with anything. I mean, I'm not replacing Robertson. I'm not replacing Van Dijk. I'm not replacing Konate, and I'm not replacing Trent. I'm not replacing the goalie. Fabinho, I can see the argument for. I think, you're right, though. There are issues Liverpool have got at the back. That goes without saying, and they should never have got to a point where they got to there. But yeah, that's where we was. It was a little bit all over the place, wasn't it? It really was. Steve Raz says, see you on Friday. I'll see you too, Steve. Hope you have a good week, my friend. As well, we'll see you at the live quiz. Just to let you guys know here on YouTube, if we're watching this, and this isn't live, and you watch it after the fact, I'll have already done the player ranking show. If you're watching this live, stick around with us, and yeah, I'll be over there later giving each of the players a ranking, whether they boss, whether they sound, or are you messing? There's loads of content coming from Anfield as well. You've got Chris and Chloe down there. No, sorry, you've got Paul down there, rather, and Chloe with their reaction. You've got fan cams, you've got player ratings from the ground as well, and then later over on Redmen Plus, you'll have the instant match reaction. So check us out on YouTube, check us out on Redmen Plus. And by the way, if you are a podcast listener, loads of the shows that we do here on YouTube are available in podcast form as well. If you search for us on your podcasting app, just search for the Redmen TV, subscribe, you get all of the amazing content, but in your ears. We understand you can't be sat at YouTube all the time listening to watching everything. So listen to it on the go. Go and search for us on your podcasting apps, and you can get all of our amazing content in your ears as well as in your face. Right then, I am going to sign off. And the best way, I think, for me to sign off, And I don't know if you guys will agree with this one, but I am going to do it anyway because I want to. The best way we can sign off from this very show is by saying, hang it in the lube. See you later, Richarlison. See you later, Tottenham. Everton, you can have a bit as well. Listen, the Reds aren't brilliant, but that was dead funny. Up the Reds. I'll see you all soon. Take care, everyone.
Everyone, I hope you've enjoyed the show. Did you know that if you go over to redmenplus.com and sign up as a Club Legend subscriber, I will personally email you every single month with a new code, which gets you 20% off at redmenmerch.com. That's a no-brainer. Go and do it.